How do you speak more clearly without overthinking? Today we are going to talk about amazing tips and tricks that will help you to stop overthinking and speak with much more clarity. We are going to discuss delivery habits, we are going to discuss about vocals and fragmented speech issues. These three problems we'll address separately with some examples so that it will become easier for you to talk in an effective manner. So let's get into it without wasting any time. First one, delivery habits. Now in delivery habits, we have first thing, that is the most important one. Pause. Let me give you an example, then it will become more clear to you. Now listen and observe carefully which message you absorb in much more inspirational way. A pause is in silence its power. It gives your words weight and your audience time to absorb your message in a much more good way. Now, the one with pause. A pause is in silence its power. It gives your words weight, and also it gives your audience time to absorb your message in much more influential way. Now you tell me, would you like scenario 1 or would you like scenario 2? The one where you are not taking any pauses and it seems like you cram anything and you are not interested to deliver your message with effective pace, and that's why you are just rushing. But the second one, where there was a pause, then your audience actually get the time to absorb your content. And according to one neuroscientific research, they showed that the people who talk with more pauses, they seems much more confident and they influence human minds a lot. People love to listen that kind of people who first take pause and then talk. And during their speech, they also take some pauses, because if give their minds the message that they are actually figuring out and analyzing their message and not just retaliating by responding, but actually absorbing and understanding. So they feel more secure and more trustworthy around that kind of people who take pauses in their speech where necessary. Second one is your speed. Try to talk slowly. When you talk slowly, then your audience will be able to understand you in much more better way. Let me give you an example. Check out the two scenarios and tell me which one would you think is much better. A pause is a silence its power. It gives your words ways and your audience time to absorb your content in a much more effective way. A pause is in silence its power. It gives your words way and your audience the time to absorb your message in much more influential way. Now you tell me, I've read it faster and I've read it slower. Which one you think show more confidence or exudes more confidence? What I believe is when we talk and we talk slowly. Most often people think that when we are talking with fast pace means that is the fluency. No, that's not the fluency. Because when you talk in a very fast way, it gives your audience gesture that you are feeling anxious and you just want to wrap up or wind up your task and want to leave as soon as possible because you are not feeling comfortable around them. And when you talk slowly, it means you are connecting with your audience and you are giving time to your audience to absorb and figure out what you want to say or convey. Last thing here is declarative statement. Now in this one, basically what matters, let me give you different scenario, okay? Have a look on the scenario 1. I pause and I think pause isn't silence. I think it's power and it gives your audience the time to absorb, you think the message, the message to absorb in much more good way. So it's like that. A pause is in silence its power. It gives your words way and your audience time to absorb your message in much more influential way. Now you observe, then you are not slowing down your pace, when you're not taking pauses, it will alternately lead you towards fumble. You'll start to fumble or ramble because you are overthinking and you don't know that which message out of your mind you need to convey to your audience. You won't be able to figure it out. But when you slow down your pace, when you take pauses, it will lead you towards declarative statement and much more confident one. I hope that these 3 points are clear to you that we have discussed. Let's move forward towards the vocals. Now here I want to give you a small tip. The way you are talking and your speech, your vocals matters a lot. Whenever you are not talking, try to protect your vocals. Try not to damage your vocals, because when you damage your vocals, how can you do that basically? A lot of people don't know how to breathe. Let me tell you. After talking a lot, most often you feel like your voice is like very heavy and you like sore throat, right? You feel that? I often feel that, but then I get to know that how I need to protect my vocals. What you need to do is whenever you are not talking, so you can take breath from your nose, like this, a normal breath, but not from your mouth, because when you will breathe from your mouth, what will happen? Your vocals will be damaged, dehydrated, and eventually will affect your voice tone, your pitch. But when you will use your nose to breathe, then it will protect your vocals. When you will use your mouth to breathe, it will dry your vocals and it will also damage them, right? Because they are dehydrated, and it will reduce the oxygen count too. But when you will inhale from your nose, you will breathe from your nose, then you'll protect your vocals. What I would like to suggest to you, the breathing practice. You can start doing the breathing practice. Now, in breathing practice, you need to inhale from your nose and exhale from your mouth or the voice like this to train your vocals. Like see, like that. And that's little weird, but you need to actually produce a more louder sound. It will help you to make your vocals more open and will bring clarity to your vocals. So that's about the vocal thing that I have suggested you. The first one, stop breathing from your mouth. Start breathing from your nose to protect your vocals. And I want to really raise this question here. I want you guys to monitor that if you're watching this video, then how you guys are breathing. You're using your nose, your mouth, or both. So it's up to you that through training of breathing practices, how can you train your vocals? Because if you want to become the best speaker, you need to speak with vitality and presence, and you can show it with your vocals, your pitch. Let's move forward towards the last one, which is fragmented speech. Observe this one. I think that nowadays people are selling, English courses, and, English is really important, like to apply for a good job, or maybe you can say it might be, you might be able to upgrade your CV like that. Yeah. What I believe is we all really need to learn English language because it helps us to upgrade our CV and it upgrades our personality too. And eventually, by doing that or by working on our English skills, we can also improve our financial career. You observe the difference? Fragmented speech, where we are using a lot of fillers, where we feel anxious, we feel confused, and there is not a proper framework. To avoid fragmented speech, I would like to tell you, always voice your words before speaking them up. By that I mean, try to use a short technique mind map. On daily basis, try to manage 5 minutes, select a random topic, and write down the why means. For example, we have selected a topic, usage of internet. Then, why you want to talk about this topic? What is the main idea of this topic? And how this topic influences the society or your viewers or your audience. These three things should be clear in your mind. And how can you do that? By drawing a mind map. I would like to suggest to you on a daily basis your routine. If you want to become clear in your mind, make sure use mind mapping technique to draw a complete framework. It's something really pivotal if you are an employee, a manager, a freelancer, or a salesperson, a student, a teacher, wherever you are. This technique will lead you towards more clarity in your speech. Select a topic and work on these things. Why? Main crux, the main idea, the main objective, how it impacts your mind, how it is helpful to you. These three things, when come clear, then it will become easier for you to deliver your message. Like I said, that if you will improve your English language, it will help you to upgrade your CV. And ultimately, it will upgrade or optimize your financial career. My objective was clear, my why was clear, and my ultimate result that bring to my audience was clear. That's what you need to do. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If yes, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.